It's a celebration here at the fifth quarter. Glad to have you with us on episode number 20, number 20. We have officially reached the 20s, Desmond. Glad to have you with us on our special mailbag episode. You're listening to the fifth quarter podcast. I'm George Koff in College Station and broadcasting and on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon, April 17th, 2019, is my good friend Desmond McLaughlin in Lubbock. Hello, Desmond.
How's it going, George?
Going fantastic. Again, we're broadcasting 438 miles between each other. Our little shtick that we like to say. Man, Desmond, 20 episodes? That's crazy.
Just felt like 2 weeks ago we started, George.
I know, and we were
talking about Texas Tech football, Aggie football, all that good stuff.
And we're going to get to that hopefully soon as August approaches quickly. But that will be for when we get to season 2 of the podcast. And as you guys have heard over the last few weeks, we have alluded to this official mailbag episode. We've gotten some questions a lot around the last few weeks, and we're going to take them, we're going to answer them, we're going to do the best we can. We have everything from what you think A&M football is going to look like, how tall are you, we have a special one about Disney princesses and sports that we'll answer. And also there's one in there about throwback jerseys. So we'll get to those in a moment. But Desmond, you ready to get into it?
I'm ready, George.
All right, let's get into it and let's discuss the elephant in the room as we go on we record the podcast today at approximately 6 o'clock is what time I'm saying this right now. Scott Woodward, the current Texas A&M athletic director, seems to have signed the Memorandum of Understanding, according to Billy Lucci of TexAgs and Chris Lowe of ESPN. It has been signed and is in place to make him the new LSU athletic director. Scott Woodward is an LSU alum, so this would be going back to his school, taking his dream job, and it all comes after Joe Oliva, the current LSU athletic director, stepped down into a more administrative role, being kind of like from the office of an assistant to the regional manager, like Dwight Schrute and Michael Scott. What is next what is this? What happened here in the situation? Sources, including Bruce Feldman of The Athletic, claims that Woodward may have not liked the thorny leadership dynamic at A&M, as it may have seemed like there was too many people butting heads at the top. So, Desmond, I ask you this. What's next for A&M? What is the impact that Woodward has left? And if these reports are true, which looks like it most likely will not be wrong, and he won't take it, like it won't be like he's not going to take the job. What do you think is next for A&M?
Well, George, I think that you know more about this than I do. But what I can say regarding athletics at A&M, for a couple of years they were doing pretty good there, especially during the Menzel era.
Correct. Yes,
so,
correct.
You got to give him some credit. I feel like he kind of revolutionized. I'm going to say the athletic director does everything, but they help out. He was telling that's kind of their job. But with I feel like the football team getting better. We talked about during the football season that the Aggie football season was a lot better than what the record or rank might have showed.
Oh, correct, without a doubt.
Their baseball is really good. Even given the stats to me, they're doing really good in the SEC right now. I know their track and field is always good. The women's basketball team is always really good. So A&M has a lot of good potential in the athletic field. So it's going to be hard to try to replace them, But I'm going to talk a little smack. They might want to put a little more focus on their basketball team a little bit. Just saying.
But Desmond, that's what Woodward just did. He just went out and got a heck of a hire.
Yes, he did. But
in Buzz Williams.
But we'll have to see if it pays off,
Well, he also did with Jimbo Fisher about a year prior.
Which I'm saying, that's why I said he helped out.
I realize you're saying that, but what I'm trying to say is and also this would have been he would be after May, he would be starting his 4th year as athletic director. Mm-hmm. We pulled him away from the University of Washington. So knowing that and seeing that I guess at A&M, the athletic director is a position that is going to be a come and go type of thing. Do you think the Aggies try to go hire somebody that's going to be kind of just here for a year, bridge the gap, and then move forward?
No,
Or
I think for success, he's probably hire someone long term.
I mean, I would hope they would, but you also have to look at it this way too. Worst case scenario, Jimbo actually would leave Texas A&M, and here's why. Jimbo Fisher, when he signed his contract, there's no buyout. There's no buyout clause that says that A&M owes him anything. He could leave A&M completely guilt-free, money-free, and Woodward could coerce him and say, "Hey, I'll give you what I gave you at A&M, but come coach the LSU Tigers." Coach Orgeron's contract expires in 2 years. We could be seeing a flip here. Desmond, by going from an SEC school to another SEC school, should this worry A&M fans?
I think I should be asking you that because I'm not an A&M fan, so I really don't care that much. But
See, as an outsider,
as an outsider, well, I don't know. I feel like you went into detail. Like that's a huge scheme, kind of like.
Okay, maybe not just that scheme, but also just the fact that the AD is going from an SEC school to an SEC school. It'd be like saying, it'd be like stealing your Texas Tech AD and telling him to go to TCU. Wouldn't you be worried? It's interconference, interstate.
Not really. I mean, he might know a little information that like he'll probably share with the school that he's transferred to. But I wouldn't like get no sleep over it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
because
I agree with you.
Things change every year.
I agreed. I mean, I think, and also the AD is one of those guys behind the scenes that is doing all this stuff. And yes, he proved that he could hire Jimbo, hire Buzz, go out and get these big name hires. But I just don't know what the result is going to be, and I hope it's not something that brings the athletic department down, because we are already kind of starting this climb back to where it was in the 90s, and I just hope it doesn't take a plummet for the worst. We'll keep you updated. I mean, we're not going to have any more podcasts, but I guess you'll see the news on ESPN. It'll become official probably tomorrow or Friday morning. And we'll probably address this as we get back into season 2 of the podcast in August. We'll probably address who has become the AD and what they're going to be facing when we get there. Now it's time for the main event, the question time. So I'm gonna just kind of read off who submitted the question and what the question is. Desmond and I will take a few minutes to answer each one as it pertains to us, and we'll move forward. We're gonna start with my questions that we received, or that were received through me, and then we'll go to Desmond's. Desmond has some good ones. Not too many. I have more than Desmond, but Desmond has some good ones that we're gonna end with. So Desmond, here we go. So truly our mailbag. First questions. This one is from Megan Schneider, who's a freshman here at A&M, and she says, "Which sports team would each Disney princess be a fan of?" So,
you know, George, I'm a huge Disney fan. You know that.
I am too.
Wow.
Should we just go down the line? Do we just
choose one Disney princess, or are we going to go through all the Disney princesses?
I mean, let's try to just, like, I don't know. I can't name all the Disney princesses off the top of my head, so let's just name the ones that come to me. I don't know. Let's start with Ariel, the underwater princess.
All right. Let's think about this.
My gut wants to say like the Mariners or something, because like the water aspect.
Yeah, I was gonna say something to do with water, you know.
But I feel like she deserves more than that, because like her story where she started so at the bottom and now she's like at the top when she married Prince Eric at the end of the movie. Like you know, like the Mariners are kind of rising, but I'm gonna have to go to the Mariners. I'll stick with the Mariners on mine. What about you?
I mean, if we're talking about teams that like went for the bottom and rose to the top,
the Astros?
I was to say the Astros, but I was like, I was gonna say probably like the Bucks.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, probably the Bucks.
And they're green too, and she's green. And she has her red hair too, or
Yeah.
green. The next one I could think of was Sleeping Beauty. You know her story. She
Sleeper teams. You already know what I'm gonna say, George.
Oklahoma.
No, Texas Tech. We were
Okay,
slept on.
okay,
We were slept
okay,
on in the March Madness tournament.
okay. I was gonna say the Mets, and my reasoning behind the Mets is because, uh, like while she's been asleep, the Mets have really done nothing, but they're kind of rising up. I'll say that. I mean, I may not be a huge Mets fan, and I know the Mets franchise has wanted more, but I feel like they've been rising up. And I guess Desmond, let's do one more. I feel like Cinderella is a really good one because like
Mm.
that always, that term we classify somebody in the March Madness. Who's the Cinderella? Who's the team? I mean, I don't want to say the sleeper team, but who's the team that's going to surprise you the most?
I'm gonna say it's a hard one, but I'm probably gonna say the Lakers because Cinderella's story. She's mistreated. She's waiting for this guy to come sweep off her feet and change her life. That
And
was
you're
the Lakers.
wait.
No, hold up. They were mistreated, George. They were the lowest in the league. The
And then
Cinderella,
LeBron
Mr.
tried to save them,
LeBron James
and then what
himself.
happened?
Hold up. That's just like the league right now is like the evil stepmother. Like they're trying to hold her back. But soon LeBron will help.
I see where you're going with this.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have to see.
I mean, for me personally, I don't know. I don't know. I would probably like honestly, I kind of feel like the 76ers. And here's why. Because the 76ers, they've had this process, right? At some point, that process is going to be due to do something. And I think it may not be this year, but it may be next year. And I think like that process is the culmination. Is Cinderella finding out who the glass slipper fits, or the prince finding who fits the glass slipper.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm gonna have to go to the 76ers, which is funny because we both went with basketball teams on that one there. So I hope, Megan, that answers your question. We could go on and on, but I think we should keep moving forward. So we did Ariel, Sleeping Beauty, and Cinderella. And if you want more, we can probably touch base on it later. We'll do another mailbag, and we'll tell you the other princesses that we think. The next question that we have is it's a split question, one for Desmond, one for me. So, and it's from Josh Aldair. He's also another freshman from A&M. He is one of the sport management guys with me. He asks, Desmond, what are your expectations for Texas Tech basketball next year? And then to me, he asks, George, what are your expectations for A&M football this fall? Desmond, I'll let you go first.
Well, that's a good question because I've got a lot of questions myself. Just talking with people who are huge TTU basketball fans up here in Lubbock. Honestly, I fully will not be able to answer that question until Friday, and here's why.
Okay.
Jarrett Culver either declares an NBA draft or says that he's staying at Texas Tech tomorrow. He makes a decision tomorrow, and that I'm not gonna say that will rely that the whole season next year relies on him, but it will be a huge let go or a huge addition to the team because
Agreed.
right now we're losing a lot of people. The only people we're really staying.
4 or 5 starters that we talked about last week.
Moretti's a sophomore. We have Corprew and Kyler Edwards, who are both guards, and they're freshmen. I mean, they're freshmen,
right?
And they're both pretty good. They can handle the spot, but like we're still losing a lot of people. And so I'll be able to answer that after Culver's decision.
Okay. And so then to answer my part, what is my expectations for A&M football this fall? Personally, I'd like to see Kellen Mond improve in the passing game. We know he can run. We know he can pass in critical situations, but I'd like to see him overall improve in the passing game. We lost Jay Sternberger in the form of tight end, but we do have Baylor Cupp. His replacement's one of the best. I mean, it's top-rated tight end in the nation. I mean, I'm excited to see what the passing game will look like, but also the running game. Trevion Williams is a big loss for the Aggies. I'm hoping that there's enough depth at running back that will help us get through the season. But Jashawn Corbin is going to have to step up, and he's going to have to play like an upperclassman. He's a sophomore. He's going to have to play like an upperclassman because, my goodness, that kid can run. He did not play in the spring game. Jimbo held him out, but I've seen tape, and I've seen him last year when he played against Northwestern State. I like what I saw, and even though it was Northwestern State. Additionally, on the defensive side, I want to see our linebacker help. We had our spring game, and I wasn't too impressed. I was somewhat impressed, but I need to see the linebacker play get better to really think before I can truly say what I want. My expectations is a national champion season, but that's not realistic. Realistically, I would say I don't know, hoping for 9 wins. 9 wins is it's a strong season. I mean, Jimbo's still building up the program, and hopefully 9 wins would be where I would look at it realistically. Next question, Desmond. This is from actually my sister. She submits, is Jimbo Fisher the new R.C. Slocum at Texas A&M? R.C. Slocum was a legendary coach. He's the winningest coach in Texas A&M football history. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He really just re-glorified the program in the 1990s before he stepped down. He was here for about 10 years, I believe it was, or 8 to 9 years, 8 to 10, something like that. So, Desmond, seeing what Jimbo Fisher has done in one season, would you classify Jimbo Fisher as kind of the new R.C. Slocum?
No, it's too soon.
I agree.
It's way too soon to be calling him that. But I don't know much about R.C. Slocum, but based off what you're telling me, best winning records, it's too soon. You got to give him 4 or 5 years, It's way too soon to be given all that credit. He did have a good season. I think I like what what I see, but it's way too soon.
Yeah, I agree, but I think he's close because he's reinstilled that atmosphere, that exciting nature that A&M football brings. But he's already done the atmosphere part. Now he's got to do the record. He's got to show he can win. He did show he could win at Kyle Field, 6-1 last year, and R.C. Slocum has an 85 winning percentage at Kyle Field. So Jimbo is getting there. He just has to. I'm with you. We need more data plots. We need more years to kind of survey all that.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. So this is a soccer question. This is from Gage Chamberlain. He was a Old Ag, class of 2017, from A&M. So Desmond, he asks, in regards to the Champions League, now that Juventus, Ronaldo's team, and Manchester United are out, who do you feel will win? And is Ajax, the Dutch team, are they for real?
I'm not gonna lie, George. I don't know much about soccer.
Well, I'll tell you this: Barcelona's still in it. Liverpool's still in it.
Well, yeah, I know Barcelona's a good team just based off playing FIFA. So I guess I'll go with them because I always choose them.
So you think Barcelona is gonna? You think Barcelona still will probably win? At this point, they're probably the favorites.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. For me, I like Ajax. Ajax is good. I mean, I used to live in Holland, so I should be rooting for the Dutch team. But I like Barcelona. I like Messi. I really do like. This is his prime. This is the last few chances he has in his to make a difference before he kind of starts to really fall down in his career. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited to see. I think Barcelona will win. All right, next question, Desmond. If you can tell me, how tall are you in centimeters, and can you dunk? This has been asked by Ethan Limpa. He's a freshman here at A&M.
Wow.
Maybe answer the second part first. Can you dunk?
I think I'm like 170 centimeters.
Okay.
I'm like, if you lower the hoop to 6 feet, I can dunk all you want.
That's the same way. I was gonna say, I'm like, I can dunk on an 8-foot basketball goal, but not a 10-foot. And in centimeters, I mean, I'll tell you the exact number here because I just am using Google to look it up. I'm 187.96 centimeters. So Ethan, there you go. I'm 187.96 centimeters. Desmond, if you want to look up, just look up your height, and you can get back to us. I feel like we're just cruising along here in these questions. Next question is asked by Colin Petru, freshman at A&M. He asks, George and Desmond, can anyone take down Nick Saban in Alabama in the SEC West? If so, who is it, and why?
Wow, that is a good question.
I think it's the best question we've had all day. I'll be honest.
I'll answer this one first, George.
All right.
Because that's your thing. I want to hear what you have to say.
All right. For me, I would have to say, I think not this year, but I do think they are beatable. I believe next year would be the 2020 season, and I believe if I don't have to pick biasly, like if I am unbiased about it, I would say the best contenders to take down Nick Saban in Alabama would be Texas A&M and Auburn. And I'll explain why. A&M, obviously, because I think Jimbo Fisher has the program. He's building the program 1 year at a time. He has the program right where he wants. And he knows what he's doing with it. Auburn, I know. I saw your face, Desmond. You're like, whoa, Auburn. That's an interesting pick. Mm-hmm. Auburn, something about them, when A&M played them last year, it just made me feel like Auburn was on the come up. And I know they've had problems with their coaching and sometimes with their quarterback play. But I think once they become stable in that, they are going to be a team to beat. They have good depth at back, receiving, and defense. So I think they are a team that's going to be on the come up. Desmond, what about you? You said you wanted me to go first. I want to hear from you now.
Well, I knew you were going to choose A&M, and I was going to choose them as one of the teams too. But I have to be honest, I'm going to choose one teams y'all battled with during the regular season game, went to overtime with over and over again. I'm
okay.
Going to say LSU. I think LSU.
I think
LSU would give Alabama a good run for their money regarding the SEC West.
I respect that. I think the only reason why they really couldn't this year, or like this past year, really, I think had to be because just the way that they, like the depth they had at offense, they really had Joe Burrow and that's it. And you can't win against Alabama when you only have one player. Johnny Manziel did it in 2012, but Nick Saban has learned from then. And it just, you can't do that. And I think LSU's getting some good recruits. They're bringing in guys. I would agree with you too. I just don't think, I don't know. Something about LSU makes me seem like they're going to choke somewhere. If they were to compete with Alabama, they're going to, they have to be settled. And I think they're going to choke at some point in the seasons to come. Hope that answers your question, Colin. Next, we have another question from Gage Chamberlain. He asks, will there or should there be an NBA conference realignment due to LeBron not making it to the playoffs? And if so, will Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, make it happen? Desmond, I'll let you take this.
A conference realignment? Like
moving teams west to east so that way LeBron has it. So LeBron has it better? I don't know.
Why would they change the whole conference for one person?
I don't know. Maybe because LeBron has that big of an effect?
No, not could do that. Come on. LeBron's great, but come on, he can't change the whole league. And plus, I'm telling you, all he needs is just a couple more All-Stars on his team, and he'll be fine. Right now, he's playing with just a couple of youngsters. You know, the idea was that he'd go in, change them, like make them better, which he is, but it's gonna take time.
Right. I mean, it's like everything. It's like a fine wine. With a fine wine, it gets better with age. Mm-hmm. I think. Yeah, I don't think that will ever happen. I think the only reason that will happen would be because, like it happened in the MLB with the Astros moving from National League to American League. It will only happen if if there's a team that wants to move, not necessarily not necessarily something that has to happen. It'll be something that might happen because like based off of individual teams or situations. So our next question is regarded to baseball and this new strategy about just using somebody to pitch 2 innings or so and then using your bullpen, the rest of your bullpen. And so the question is from Jacob Mamatoff, freshman at A&M. He asks, what are your thoughts on the use of relievers to start baseball games? Is it sustainable or even necessary? Explain. Desmond, do you want me to take this one or do you want to go for it?
I mean, based off of enough relievers, I know they only come in for like 2 innings, 3 innings,
1 to 2 innings,
3 at the most. Yeah. So I don't think it would be like knowledgeable. Like you wouldn't put a starting pitcher in for 1 inning, would you?
No,
So why would you put a reliever pitcher in there for 9 innings? I just think that they should just stick to their job.
Right. One of the reason why this question has come up is because the Tampa Bay Rays, they have had this. They're using a strategy this year where they'll have a starter or a reliever even pitch 2 to 3 innings and then pull them, have another guy come in and pitch 2 innings, then pull them, have another guy pitch 2 innings, and then a guy to get 1 inning, get the save, and win the game. According to the manager, he's saying that it limits their arm strength, which means their arm strength, they'll be better. Their fastball will be faster. As you bring in a new pitcher, the fastball will be like it won't get slower over time. Before the 2 innings they're in, it will be consistent. I don't know about that. I feel like it's just like if you're gonna play the game of baseball, you let your starting pitcher go as far as you can. That means it's only the 3rd inning, okay, fine. You get some guy up in the bullpen and let him go the rest of the way as far as he can go. That's just how pitching should be approached. I mean, there are going to be people in the comments on YouTube or listening to us that disagree with me. I just feel like that would be the way I would strategically use my pitchers. Like yesterday, the Rangers, Mike Minor, who's supposedly our ace in quotes, best pitcher, he pitched a complete game, first time in his career. If I was the manager, I would have kept him out there as well. He didn't show any signs of fatigue, and maybe he did a little bit, but he was still strong and was able to go 9 innings. He allowed no runs, I don't think. No runs. So 4 hits or something like that. I think that's a good day. That's a good day in my book. I mean, so I'm with you. I think the relievers is kind of an interesting idea. It's not saying that it's wrong. It's just an interesting idea. Moving forward, I have 3 more questions, and then Desmond's going to take over and ask his questions. We have an NHL question here from Brandon Steele, class of 2020 here at A&M. He asks, or class of 19, I'm sorry, I counted that wrong, or 20, correct, 20. He asked, the Tampa Bay Lightning are the best team in the NHL, and they got swept in 4 games by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus Blue Jackets barely snuck into the playoffs. Using this strategy, we can apply it to NBA, MLB. That'd be like saying the Warriors team that went 73-9, losing to the Rockets, who were 41-41 in the first round. What does this say about the coaching staff? What does this say about the Tampa Bay Lightning coaching staff? Were they overconfident? Did they not coach their team properly? Did they not pay attention? Explain, Desmond.
Well, I don't think it's that they didn't coach them properly, but I definitely agree with the overconfident. Like, even during March Madness, when we were playing, I think, Northern Kentucky, the Buffalo, I was definitely overconfident. I mean, every single one of my brackets, I had them going at least to the Sweet 16.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to, when you play a lower seed, especially a really lower seed, you're always going to be overconfident. Oh, this is a for sure win. And then, the lower seed comes out and starts balling, you're like, what? And by then, like, they had the momentum. They have the energy. Then it's too late.
But Desmond, this is 4 games in a row that they didn't even change. Like, they didn't even change any of their mentality. They just, after game 2, they're like, oh, man, we're screwed. Like, we've done.
I know, but when you start losing, like when you lose 1 game, like, oh, it's a fluke. You lose 2 games, you start panicking a little bit. And by 3 games, you're basically hopeless, pretty much. I mean, like, so, I mean, Kratos to them, but I just think it's because they're too overconfident. They thought they could get back. I don't know why they didn't change their strategy. It's kind of dumb. maybe we're that confident in them.
Yeah. Well, but by all means, congratulations to the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's definitely a heck of a feat to take down the best team in the league. I mean, that's like a David versus Goliath moment for sure in real life. All right, Desmond.
UMBC versus Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what that means, right? You know what this means with the Lightning losing? This means that they're going to go and win the Stanley Cup next year.
Hey, we don't bring that up, right? I get the analogy.
All right. You see what I did there? All right, Desmond, this is a question we both been looking forward to as we were going through our pregame notes. So Gage is back, and he asks this. What was your favorite throwback jersey of all time that has worn?
Wow.
I know without a doubt what mine is, so I'll let you think about it. I'll go first. I have two of them, and it's because of two different sports. First off, people are gonna hate me in the comments. I already can feel it. My favorite jersey, like one of the best throwbacks, has got to be the Bumblebee Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys. The ones that are striped with the purple, the black and the yellow. Okay, some people say those are the most hideous, but you know what makes them really cool? Is the fact that they actually took time to put stripes. I mean, like, who doesn't want stripes on a jersey? I mean, those are kind of cool. It's like a rugby jersey almost. It makes it look unique. It's something that nobody's done before. And I believe those were uniforms that were worn in like the 1960s, maybe.
Wait, what team did you say?
The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Bumblebees.
I was thinking that one too. I'll have to change mine.
And then the second one I would have to say is baseball related, and it's going to be as much as I am a Rangers fan, I'm actually going with an Astros jersey, and it's the Tequila Sunrise Rainbow jerseys that the Astros wore in the late 70s, early 80s. Somebody's going to say it's going to be the 80s. I can't remember. It's the jerseys that are the rainbow. They call them Tequila Sunrise because it looks like a sunrise. It looks like the drink, the Tequila Sunrise. It's the same colors. But those jerseys are just iconic. Anytime I see some sort of memory from that time period, like baseball-wise, it's always the Astros in those jerseys. Doesn't matter who they were playing. Like, Nolan Ryan wore those jerseys, and it was iconic. I can already picture Nolan Ryan in the stripe. Like, so something about stripes on jerseys just makes it look good. I don't know. It's just unique. What about you, Desmond?
Well, George, I have, a basketball fan, so both mine come from basketball teams.
Okay.
First one, I'm not being biased. I love the Houston Rockets throwback jerseys, whether it be the red and orange yellow one, like back in the Keem days, yeah, or the blue, white, and with the rocket in the middle.
I didn't like those as much.
What? I like those ones a lot.
The pinstripe ones?
The Yao Ming days? Yeah, the pinstripes ones. I like those.
Oh, ugh.
Good memories. But I love those jerseys, especially the red, orange, yellow ones. I think they wear them sometimes.
Those are iconic because those are just like
back to back.
When you see those, you think Clyde Drexler, Hakeem
Olajuwon, yeah, right.
Robert Horry. You think
Kenny
of the
Jet, yeah, baby. And the other one.
You could say the Bumblebee jerseys.
No, it technically be a throwback for the Thunder since they relocated, but I had to say the Seattle Supersonics jerseys.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are the green with it says Sonics or whatever.
Yeah. I miss those jerseys. Huh?
Do they still wear those at any point? Like, do they do a throwback night?
No, because it's a whole new city, whole new team, I just like those jerseys.
Hey, NBA to Seattle?
I don't know. I've heard talks. They've been talking for the last couple of years.
We'll see. They have they still have an arena. They have a Seattle WNBA team, so why not have a Seattle team?
Exactly.
And speaking, I guess, kind of going and tying to that, relocation has been a huge deal for the NHL. They've kind of had some in the last few years. Houston has been dying for a team. They've publicly stated it. The Tillman Fertitta, the owner of the Rockets, has stated it. We want an NHL team in Houston. So Desmond, again, this is coming from our NHL guy Brandon. Uh, he asks, how does relocation of a team compare to being an expansion team, whether it be in the NHL or other major leagues? So I guess off of the note you're talking about with Seattle, what was the big difference from going from Seattle to Oklahoma in the NBA? Guys,
Well, I mean, you're changing everything to a whole new, different city, different fan base. You have to build that fan base. You got dedicated fans in that city, and you're leaving them to go to a whole new city. And with the Supersonics, is they changed their mascot as well too. So like it's like pretty much a whole new identity.
so Desmond, if they were to have just kept the Seattle Supersonics and had added an expansion team to Oklahoma City, how much would that have changed?
Uh, a huge difference. I mean, because then everyone gets the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah, you're not losing. You're not trading in for something. You get
Exactly. Exactly.
I think it's important to have expansion teams because it gets new fans into the sport. But at some point, relocating a team also does the same thing. It also brings in new fans, but then it's going to make those fans that you just left very unhappy. So you that's what all these sports are run like a business. So you have to look at it in that aspect. Do they want to leave a city because they're having bad relations with it so they can get to a new city that's going to be more open, or do they want to just keep that bad relationship with the city or whatever and create a new team in the new city? No, they're going to get out and move because it's better for the league and it makes more sense. So you just have to look at it like that. But I'm with you. I think if you relocate it, it's harder on the franchise too because like did Kevin Durant, didn't he play with the Supersonics or did he only play with the Thunder?
I think he played a year with the Supersonics, but I have to double check that.
Like doesn't that put a toll on your team too that they played in Seattle and then they go and go to a brand new city? It's like, whoa, this is not fair.
Exactly.
This is different.
Exactly. That's life of sports, man.
I guess that's true. I mean, trades happen all the time, so I guess so. That's all the questions that were submitted to me. We're going to turn it over to Desmond. So, Desmond, go ahead and take it away. I know you had a few questions that were similar, so just go through the ones that are not similar, that are
All right.
brand new.
Well, I think I had like 3 or 4. The first one is from one of my friends, Trent Porter. He just texted me. He asked, all right, so in the news, I don't know if you heard, but the A's are offering more money to Kyler to come play for them.
Oh boy. Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh
and
no.
He wants, and,
oh
and
no.
He wants to know. And he wants to know why. Why is Kyler still choosing NFL when he's pretty much guaranteed money and probably a longer career in the MLB?
Because he thinks he's better for himself, which is not true. He's a better baseball athlete than he is a football athlete. Just because he won the Heisman does not mean that he's the best player. There were other players there that are more, I guess, not talented, but they were more deserving of the award. Tua or Dwayne Haskins for that.
See, I was with you. All right, I was with that. Like I was like, back then I was like, he's all in, like MLB, won't get injured. People play longer. He could a lot more time to chill and stuff. Like it's just better life. He's guaranteed money already. They obviously want him. But then I was thinking about like this man has played football his whole. He succeeded his whole life in football. Going to Allen, 2 championships, but they lost like 1 game.
Did they win 4 championships? I thought he won. I thought they won. I thought they had 4 championships and he only lost 0 games in high school, I think. No, but along your point, same point.
Yeah. Whatever. He blew the high school out of the league. I was one of the best football teams now. Then he goes to Oklahoma. Watches Baker Mayfield.
And you jump on the bandwagon.
He comes out next year. Hold on. Okay. Wins the Heisman. First year starter. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
This man's obviously successful in the football field, so I could see why he wouldn't want to leave it.
I agree with that. I don't know. I feel like when you're offered $5 million guaranteed or $4.1 million guaranteed, by a major league franchise to go and play baseball, even though you know it's probably going to be 1 or 2 years before you actually step on the major league field. I just like in my head, I feel like that's better than however many signing bonuses you're going to get to be the first, second, third, fourth, or top 5 draft pick. Obviously, I know the decision he's going through because he's having to weigh both sides. And even if he had said baseball, people are going to make the same argument you just made for football, that he's a great football athlete. And I'm making the argument that is happening right now where he's decided football, but he should have gone baseball because he maybe is a better baseball athlete or there was more guaranteed money. So either side he takes, there's going to be an argument. And so I think I would not rule it out that we will see him play 2 sports because a 2-sport athlete, we've been due for a 2-sport athlete. And I think it's about time that we'll get one. And he'll make a career in one side, and then he's going to go into the other one, just like Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders did. So I guess that answers your question. Answers your friend question there. Desmond, right. Can we get to the I know you talked about the LeBron. We're running short here on time. I don't want it to go too long, but let's get to the last 3 questions you had about LeBron James, KD, and the Warriors ranking. So let's start with the LeBron James.
Okay. Yep. Just basically, this was actually a question I heard in my English class. I just want to throw it in there. It's basically a talk everyone says. LeBron, Kobe, MJ. Who's the best? Where are you at?
Where do we rank them? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Those 3, yep.
For me, and I know this is going to be a hot take, Kobe 1, Michael Jordan 2, LeBron James 3.
Kobe. Oh. All right, George. I'm not.
Let me explain. Kobe Bryant did the most for his team. Okay, Michael Jordan did, but Michael Jordan had a supporting cast. Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, and he had he had the big 3, the original big 3 in Chicago. So it wasn't just him. Yes, he had some big shots, but Kobe Bryant originally
played with Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, but that wasn't at the beginning of his career. That was towards the middle when he was making a name for himself.
They still won like 2 championships together.
Okay, fine. 2 championships. Didn't he win 1
out of 5?
He won what? He won what? 3 outside of that Shaq period. Okay, there's more than just Kobe and Shaq. There's Kobe when he was number 8, and then there's Kobe when he was 24. And I'm telling you, Kobe 8 was better than Kobe 24, if we're gonna call it that way. And then LeBron is still coming up, and he's already traded 3. He's already been a trader to 3 teams: Cleveland, Miami, Cleveland, or 4 technically. Cleveland, Miami, Cleveland, and then to LA. So Cleveland twice, and Miami once, and LA, is where he is now. So I don't know if I can trust him yet. I just don't. He may be better skill wise, but it's Kobe, my MJ, LeBron. 1, 2, 3.
All right. I'm gonna disagree with that. I don't think he's a traitor. Maybe the first time to Cleveland, he was.
You're telling me leaving Cleveland twice?
No,
not a traitor.
I said, hold up. First time leaving when he went from Cleveland to Miami, yes, he's a traitor. He won how many championships with Miami? 2, right?
Not 1, 2.
Okay, hold up. So he can't be a traitor. And then he said he wants to go back home. Everyone knew he was probably going to go back to Cleveland. Wasn't a traitor. Miami fans really didn't care. He got them 2 championships. Okay, he goes to Cleveland, wins them the first professional championship in how many years?
Like, I don't know, 50 plus.
Let me say the fact that he came back from being down 3-1 to the Warriors, one of the best teams. All right, they can't call him a traitor. All right, and he leads them to the finals.
And then what happens?
After losing seasons.
And then what happens? He leaves for LA because he's like, I'm Hollywood now. I'm Hollywood, baby. It's all about Hollywood. Yeah, I would call the first time a traitor. Now Miami, maybe not. I'm with you. Miami back to Cleveland because he said he wanted to go back to Cleveland, bring his city home a championship. Okay,
which he did. Which he kept his promise.
Which he did. And Miami fans are probably not salty. They're salty that Dwayne Wade retired this year, but they're not salty about LeBron James. Like, maybe they were that first season without him, but, like, you know, they've gotten over it. But from Cleveland to LA, and considering what the Lakers have done, which is nothing, I mean, maybe a little bit with LeBron. When they had to play 30 games without LeBron this season. They've done nothing with LeBron either. I mean, they won 40 games at most.
Yeah, but it's too soon to call him a traitor. It's only his first season.
He's still a traitor for leaving Cleveland after he won a championship. And he's like, well, I'm now going to focus on my career. That's not my acting career, my directing career, my Hollywood career, if you want to call it in a broad scope. We could go on and on about LeBron being a traitor. And what was your rankings? You said, I can't remember what you said.
I said MJ, LeBron, Kobe.
Okay. All right. So I have 1, 2, 3, and you have Jordan. You have Jordan as 1, and LeBron is 2, and Kobe is 3. Okay.
Yep.
I would make a statement with you with Jordan being 1, but I just think Kobe's better. All right, Desmond, what was the next question you had about KD?
It was just basically like, where do you think KD's going to go next year? I forget who asked me that one, but they asked me.
And Zion Williamson, are you playing with the New York Knicks?
That's what I said. I told him the same thing. I was like, he's going to go to the Knicks.
And Zion,
I think Kyrie will join him too.
It's going to be Kyrie, Zion, and KD, and my goodness, talk about a big 3.
Oh yeah.
A team that might actually compete in the East. Maybe not immediately, but like, give it a year.
Yeah. All right, my last question. This is my favorite, and I already know my answer because I know it. All right, so the Warriors, one of the best super dynasty teams of a really long time.
Correct.
Where would you rank the 5 starters? 5 starters of Curry, Clay, Durant, Draymond, and Boogie? Where would you rank them in order of best to worst on the team? Like, who's
best or by valuability? Like how valuable they are, or how like best to worst? Because I could do it best to worst. I'm doing the value by value, but I can do it by best to worst. Make an answer.
I'm gonna say value.
Okay. I've got my answer. If you needed time to think your answer.
Oh, that's hard because. All right. Because I want to switch my 2 and 1, but I'm gonna keep it the same.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go first, and then I'll let you go.
All right.
So for me, without a doubt, Steph Curry is number 1. Without him, they're not making threes in bunches. They're making threes maybe every so often. My second valuable, I'm going to go quickly because I'm trying to wrap this up as best we can. My second person would be KD. KD provides structure to the team. He provides the building block, if you will. He provides that momentum that they have. 3 would be the other Splash brother, Klay Thompson. He can shoot threes, but without him, you've got Curry. Let's say you did have Curry but not Klay, you still have Curry. And without Curry, you kind of have Klay, but it's like this, off and on. You have Klay when he's good, and then when he's bad. Good, bad, roller coaster. 4 would be Draymond, because that donkey from Michigan State, he's needed, but he gets you technical fouls. He's not that needed. I mean, unless you want technical fouls. And then 5 would be Boogie. Boogie, DeMarcus Cousins. He's out right now, and honestly, all these people saying that it's going to worsen their chances to win the title, I don't know. I don't know. He's really not that. He joined the team because he wanted it to be he wanted the starting line to be all stars. But like, he's kind of like the 5th brother that's left out. You know how like you always have those things where it's like, oh, 4 brothers, and he's like, wait for me, I'm part of it too. Like, he's always the one that gets left out. So I'd go Curry 1, KD 2, Klay 3, Draymond 4, and Boogie 5. What about you, Desmond?
I'm about to go KD 1.
Okay.
I think he's way versatile team. I think there'd be a whole different team if they didn't have that forward Just that he can shoot. He's long. He can score. I just think that he's the most important to their team. On the court, off the court, definitely be Curry, but on the court, definitely Durant. Curry would be second. He is the
Okay.
face of the Golden State Warriors. When his threes are on, it starts the hot breaks. I agree. Um, so hard.
Clay, Draymond, or Boogie?
I know this is a hard one though. Dang. Oh, even though I want to say Draymond, I have to say Clay 3.
Okay.
I agree. His threes, great defense. Boogie 4. I mean Draymond 4. Here's what I was thinking about putting Draymond so high. It's because Draymond is a hype man. He hustles. I don't like his personality, but he still hustles. Great defense. The defense is what is key
but
to him.
his play is not his shooting.
He's a playmaker.
offensive-
I know. That's what I'm saying. When he does shoot good, the game's over. But he hasn't been shooting good. He hasn't been shooting good all season. But when he could shoot, it's a power forward that can shoot. Now you have 4 shooters, you know?
Right.
So that's what I was thinking about putting him so high. And then
5.
5, Boogie. I think he's still kind of new to the team. He's been hurt most of the season, so we haven't seen like a lot of him. But even if he did, the only person that he'd probably be ahead of is Draymond. But I think currently, he's like by the 5th brother out, as you said.
Yeah. Well, and that just about wraps up our 20th episode, and we want to thank you for joining us as we'll let this wonderful track of music play.
Until we meet again.
If you can't hear that, happy trails. And you know, we're so glad that you've been able to join us for 20 episodes. And there we go. You know, we went from being just 2 regular guys talking sports to 2 college students and future journalists talking sports. And, you know, I speak for Desmond and how we are so thankful for all you out there, people, family, friends, classmates, even professors to a certain degree that have listened to our podcast as we continue along our journeys into the sports journalism world. We'll be back in August. Don't fret. We're not leaving the air completely. We'll be back in August to start looking at college football. Start going to college football as we start broadcast season number 2. And we look forward to y'all continuing to join the ride, join the movement of listening to the 5th quarter, and come along with us. We'll kick it back into high gear in August. And so, as we close for the final time this semester, so that we can both focus on exams as we get into crunch time here, we thank you again. And signing off, this has been the 5th Quarter Podcast. And for my colleague in Lubbock, he's Desmond McLaughlin.
Very well, George.
And I'm George Koff saying so long from College Station. And as always, Rackham Tech, Gig'em Aggies. Adios, and we'll catch you next time on the 5th Quarter. So long, take care. We'll catch you in August.